Hey, everybody, welcome to another live episode of Lifting Spirits. We're going to have some conversations around the piano today. But first, we want to just remind you Lifting Spirits Around the Piano is brought to you by Piano Trends Music Company in Crystal Lake. You can go to pianotrends.com or just make a quick phone call at 815-47-PIANO. Anything musical. You'll find your Piano Trends music, whether you want to rent a trumpet or buy a piano, it's going to be available there. You'll see Jerry, who's sitting across from me there.
Yes.
At the store many days. He'll be around there.
When I need some enjoyment and relaxation, I come and visit my friend Tim.
Yes, which is great. We love seeing you there when you come in. And we also want to thank 216 Creator Studios for putting this show on. And if you check out 216 Creator Studios on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and like and give them a big hug and follow them because you'll catch all of the past episodes of many shows that they put on the YouTube channel for 216 Creator Studios. So don't forget that. Today, we've got some wonderful guests from the Raue Center for the Arts and the Raue Center School for the Arts.
There you go.
Yeah, yes. So we've got the director and the musical director of all of our plays that we put on. We have Rob Charlow.
Hello.
Hello. And Jamie Mabrin. Am I pronouncing your last name correctly?
No.
It's a great start to it right away.
It's Mablin. Everyone gets it wrong.
Thomas Clayton. I'm talking to...
that's good.
So we did an interview at the NAMM show, and I'm talking to Thomas Claxton, a musician, and I'd been talking to him for weeks ahead of time, setting this up. And we get there, and we start, and we're sitting at a table similar to this, but it didn't have a piano. And there's legends of music sitting there, people who played with David Bowie and Michael Jackson and Steve Winwood. So I say, so we're going to talk with Thomas Clayton instead of Claxton.
So is he here too?
He will be one day. We want to book him.
He's hiding in the piano right now.
So we're going to now talk with Jamie Clayton.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And of course, our sidekick, Jerry, the Trash Man.
Trash Man.
Traxler, or
Jake. Not from State
Not
Farm.
from State Farm. Yeah. So we're here to talk about the Raue Center and the Raue School for the Arts. But first, we have an opening night tomorrow.
Yes.
Is today Thursday? Yes.
We do.
Yep.
Tomorrow night, Michelle Vasquez is directing, our very own Michelle, directing Native Gardens, which is a comedy.
Yes.
And has been in the making for 4 years.
Sure has.
4 years.
Before COVID.
Yeah.
First show canceled during the pandemic.
Yeah.
First show up, getting back to theaters.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, they were about to, I want to say it was 10 days.
I know it's
Yeah.
very close.
Right.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very close.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. We were right up against it.
Yep.
I mean, that was a disappointment then, but the exciting part is we get to do it now. And I know we've still got tickets available for opening night, but it's
Fantastic.
a 6-week run. So if you go to rausecenter.org, you can purchase tickets there and check the schedules. So you guys, tell me a little bit about something about you guys. You both have joined the Raue Center within the last year.
Mhm.
Jamie most recently
Yeah.
as our musical director.
Mm-hmm.
But tell us about the shows that we're working on. Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yes.
And I know we want more kids involved.
We want
Tell
more
us.
kids involved. So actually, as of tomorrow, that's when we close enrollment.
Yep.
Obviously, if somebody is interested and we get later this weekend, as long as it's by Sunday,
Right.
we're fine because we go into auditions Monday and Tuesday. But yes, we are looking for students 10 to 18. Definitely, I'm going to promote this because we definitely need boys.
Okay.
Especially for anybody that knows the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series, that the show is based on the source material. There are, how many roles do we count in the show? There's
Total,
Yeah,
there
it
must have been, I think it was around 60.
60 total
Something
roles.
like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we can double if we need to on certain roles. And
Yeah, we kind of double, tripled, and quadrupled.
Yeah. To get down to the minimum number we can do the show with. But obviously, the more people that sign up, the more we can split that up, so the more people get more to do.
Everybody will have something to do, which is great.
Absolutely.
But yes, we do, to kind of go back to that, enrollment is still open. Same as you said, the website, rausecenter.org/education. Everything you need about the show is there.
It's right there.
Is right there. the big thing that we want to let people know is we are offering scholarships and financial aid. We get grants for the education program to offer that.
Yep.
So we want people to know, hey, if money's tight, and look, we all know money is tight, things are expensive. So nowadays, so we want to be able to give every kid opportunity.
That's one of the things that I'm most proud of at the Raue Center is that we're able to offer our community's children opportunities to actually be in these shows and to learn the craft of theater, because it's not available anywhere. Usually you have to go into the city to find something like that. But here we are out in Crystal Lake being able to offer things like this. And it's really a great service, I think, that we provide for our community.
Well, and obviously students can do shows in their schools.
Sure.
But that's a very fine system of doing productions, whereas outside, like at the Raue, you're going to work with industry professionals. You're going to get training. You're going to get all that. So we want people to experience that. Yes, of course, we want you to do your school shows, but we also want you to experience other things. I mean, just looking at Jamie's experience, which he can tell you about, where he comes from and what he does. You're not going to necessarily get that in Crystal Lake. This man from London.
I'm a New Yorker.
Now you're
New York, London.
New York, London, Illinois,
and Alabama.
Illinois.
Oh yeah,
Illinois. That's
Illinois.
right.
He does have the Alabama side too. So
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Mix all that
5
up.
years in Alabama.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm very excited to now be in Illinois. I apologize for anyone listening from Alabama.
Well,
y'all come back when you can.
For the people who don't know your guys' background, why don't each of you just give me a quick synopsis and give me a little bit on your background so people understand where we're coming from and why you guys are here.
I'm going to let you go first this time.
Sure. So, obviously, I grew up in England. I moved to the States about 17 years ago now. I'm a freelance music director by trade, although I've done a fair amount of teaching as well. Although my happiest has always been in a pit, playing and conducting. So I traveled around. I did big tours around England, traveled around the UK, worked a little bit in the West End, then moved to New York, worked in New York, ended up leaving New York, I've been all over the place. I've been a lot of traveling over the past, which is one reason why I'm very excited about this job. Apart from the job itself, is the fact that I've finally been able to say, okay, I'm going to try and plant some roots finally.
Wow. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no, it's great. And Rob and I met 18 years ago? 17 years
Almost
ago.
18.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
18 years ago now in New York, working together at Sagedale Manor in upstate New York, which is a performing arts training center, and became very good friends through that, and have been friends and worked together there and outside of there over the years since that. And now here we both are. So yeah.
And we're going to be doing a production of Mean Girls later this year.
We sure are.
And I'm fascinated by the connection to Mean Girls. Tell us about Mean Girls.
Yeah. So Mean Girls, is it MTI?
MTI,
I think, MTI have Mean Girls. So who are the publishing house who have the rights to Mean Girls? They decided, like they do with a number of their shows, that they wanted to turn it into a high school edition so that they can get it out to high schools. Myself, as a music director, and some other people at Stage Door in New York, we put on the premiere of the high school version of that for them. At the time, it was more of a workshop. It was a fully realized show, but it was more of a workshop in as much as we more or less did the full show. And from that, they realized what they could and couldn't do, and turned it into what now the high school version of the show is. The nicest thing about it, apart from the fact that we had pretty much carte blanche to do what we wanted with the material, was that it was right over the time where people had just started being released from the pandemic and were just starting to come back to things. And so actually it was the first production of Mean Girls that had happened since before the pandemic started anywhere in the world. Wow. Which was, it felt like it was it felt important from that point of view as well. I know because all the producers of the Broadway show came to see it because they wanted to see how it worked with younger students involved in this as well.
Well, you got to talk with you guys as a team, a production team. Actually got to talk to them and say,
we did.
This
we
is
sat
what
down.
works. This is what didn't.
They came to see the show, and then at the end, we sat down with them all and basically talked through with them and said, "This is what we found. This is what works. This is what doesn't." But they said to us, the best thing about the whole thing for them, obviously apart from the fact they're trying this new avenue with the show, was the fact that actually seeing the show on stage again after it not being anywhere for a few years was, and I'm sure that was the case, with most shows around the world. At that point, but because of that, it felt like there was more meaning behind it for me as well, and it's become an important show to me. So I'm thrilled we get the chance to do it again.
Yeah, it's good.
Or I get to do it again.
Exciting.
It is. It's such a great show.
If you could give advice to any of the young people that are getting involved with theater now, what would that one piece of advice be?
Audition.
There you go. Yeah.
Do theater. Do it. That's
take a chance.
Yeah, take a chance. Yeah. I always say when I work with students that doing the shows isn't. If you do this professionally, doing a show isn't your job. Auditioning is. Mm-hmm. That's the job. That's your job. You do the audition. The shows are the bits in between that keeps you going. But that's what you do. And so audition, do theater, get out there, especially coming into it the first time. You learn by doing it. Learn the theories and all that stuff as well. Equally as important. But when you're first starting out, you need to love it. Because if you don't love it, you're never going to make enough money to make it worthwhile.
One thing that I got from performing when I was younger, not theater, but in music, was the first thing you need to do when you get up on stage, you got to get over your inhibition.
Yeah.
That takes about 10 seconds. Once you hear this, it's done. But what happens is that those performing dates build your confidence for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
And it really grows you as a person. And not only that, you understand what's inside of you, too, when you do things like that. It's a wonderful thing.
Well, and that's, we just finished our first set of 6 weeks of classes with our students. And they were ages 7 to, I want to say our oldest was 15, I believe.
In one of those other classes?
In one of the other classes, yes. But, we talking to some of the parents, we talked exactly what you're saying, Jerry, is building confidence.
Yeah.
It helps kids build empathy.
Yeah.
It helps people public speak. There's a quote that I said that we actually put on the wall at our studios, and it actually says, "It's not what you're capable of, it's what you're capable of becoming." So
there you go.
Yeah. And that's what it's all about. And like Jamie said too, look, we all know we've been in the business for a long time. From being a musician, this. It's not always going to be good news. No. But that's the point.
Yeah.
There's going to be, in simplest terms, there's going to be a lot of rejection.
Right.
But all of that rejection helps you grow as a person and a performer. Exactly. I mean, we've been rejected even from jobs, not as performers, but as musicians, as a director, as actors.
But you also learn over the years that the rejection, it's not about, they're not rejecting your talent necessarily. That's not what the rejection is. The rejection is they're looking for a specific thing that they want for this particular project. Mm-hmm. And if you're not right for it, you're not right for it. It doesn't matter what you do.
Right. There may be somebody else that has that talent or that you don't have.
That fits for this specific thing.
Right. Bring your card to the guy that fixes it the right way.
And that's the tough part because so many, especially young artists nowadays, they take it personally, and you shouldn't.
Yeah. And it's very easy to do that. I
understand
why.
I did it when I was young too.
I think we all do.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they hate me. No, they don't hate me. It's just I'm not the 6 foot blue-eyed blonde hair guy that they want for.
I don't know, Rob.
I don't know, Rob.
Hello.
What are you doing later in the Rob?
Now that's acting.
Is it?
Not at all.
Oh, God.
Well, that just went off the rails really quickly.
Speaking of Moana.
Oh, there you go.
That's a segue.
coming up also. There. So what are we looking for with Moana? That's going to be another kind of teaching experience.
Yes.
Yes.
That's actually, this is really exciting for us because as we relaunch the program, so Jamie and I during that time are going to be doing Mean Girls. That is going to be for our high school students. We are offering for our younger students, because obviously we want them to feel included. We are offering for 7 to 13-year-olds Moana Junior summer camp program, where it's actually going to be run like a day program where the students can be dropped off between 8:30 and 9 in the morning. Mom and dad can drop off on the way to work, leave them there. And for the first hour, they're going to get some class experience. They're going to learn some things. And of course, there will be breaks worked into this. Actually, we make them rehearse for 5 solid hours. You want to learn theater? This is how it works. Oh, I'm totally going to get fired, aren't I? So yeah, the first hour will be. If you're listening, boss, please disregard. So yeah, the first hour will be some classes. Then they're going to jump into like a 2-hour rehearsal for Moana. And then they're going to finish off the day with another class.
Wow.
So, and obviously within that, like I said, there's going to be breaks. They're going to have, bag lunch that the kids can bring in. But what an experience, because Christina, who is directing it, she actually just taught the acting portions of our fundamentals.
Okay.
Our choreographer we're bringing in from out of state, who's actually doing dual purpose. They're going to be choreographing that show, but then we're also going to be workshopping her musical that she wrote.
Oh, wow.
So,
she wrote it.
She wrote it.
Ooh.
She wrote it when she was 16, 18.
Yeah. But she's had a number of productions of it, right?
She has. I got to work with her in New York at Stage Door when she was a student there in our Drama Fest program, which is the Young Playwrights program. She had won a couple times and got some of those published. Then she went, and according to, knowing her and reading her website, she actually self-taught piano and guitar so that she could write her own music.
Oh, yeah.
Which then won a couple awards at Fringe festivals. It was picked up by another company that workshopped it for a year. So it's an incredible piece. It actually has SOS. It's got not SOS. What's the word I'm looking for? Morse code.
Morse code. Yeah.
SOS. It's got SOS. Yes, it's got SOS.
You got that part.
It's got Morse code built into the show, so that the audience actually has to figure out the clues. So it's really cool. So
you got to get your phone out.
She actually sent me a copy of the program that she uses, and the program tells you how to listen for the Morse code.
Wow.
And so in the evening, she'll be choreographing that show during the day, and then in the evenings for other students / adults, we will be workshopping her show. But
that's going to be awesome.
Very cool
for the kids in town. They get to take advantage of an opportunity like this that doesn't come around very often.
No, especially because I think her name is Tess. I believe she's 20 or 21. She's still in college. So one of the things that I talked to Richard Coranda, who's our executive director at the Raue there, was how exciting for our youth in Crystal Lake to work with somebody that has accomplished that and is pretty close to their age.
Absolutely, right.
To show them that anything is possible.
Yeah, right.
So that is to us, and to me, that's a huge thing. But
exactly.
But yeah, so I will say about Moana Junior, if you are interested, again, rausecenter.org/education, you will see all of the show stuff. Get enrolled now, because we're halfway there until we're closed out.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
it
cool.
blew up.
It blew up as soon as it went up.
Yeah.
We figured it would because Disney, but yeah.
And literally the day we went on sale, a day later they announced Moana 2.
Yes, that's right.
Exactly.
So, but yes, we are.
There's an interesting tie-in to Moana too.
Yes.
Because are you familiar with Emily Bear? I'm sure you.
Richard has told me about Emily. Yes.
Well, we've known Emily since she was 6, 7, 8 years old. She's played our blue pianos many times. We carted them all over Chicago for her when she was a youngster. Great family. But she's performed at the Raue Center many occasions when she was younger. We can't afford her anymore, but she's writing the music. Yep. She's involved in that for Moana too.
How about that?
Fantastic.
Yeah, so she's doing great, and she's out in California right now. But she's
that's fantastic.
That's a Raue Center grad.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's very cool.
Yeah, so that's all I can say is if you want to enroll, get enrolled now, because it is going to close. And just to clarify, because I know some parents have asked me, it will be a production staged at the Raue.
Yeah.
So not only do they get to do Moana, they get to do it on that stage.
Exactly.
Which,
That's
if you've
cool.
never been to the Raue, it's a massive stage.
It is. Not only is it a stage, it's actually an audience too sometimes.
Yeah.
What-
So,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's so yeah, we got that, and that'll be running the same. We're literally running a week off of each other.
Yeah, I think that Mean Girls closes and that opens like immediately
Yeah,
after,
because
like
we
next weekend.
we
right?
auditioned first for Mean Girls, and a week later Moana does.
Yes.
And then yeah, we will run 2 weekends of Mean Girls,
So rehearsals are all happening at the same
time. But yeah, we close, and that week Moana comes in and they perform then too. So
Cool.
And we pretty much have something going on year round.
Oh,
right
yeah,
after.
it doesn't stop.
Are we working on Christmas already for next year?
Too soon.
we're not going to talk about the Christmas show. Very quick story, very very quick. So that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. So Jamie and I have been trying to find a Christmas show because we had a Christmas show. Are you all right there?
I'm alive.
He's angry about the Christmas show.
I am.
So we had a Christmas show. We had the rights. They pulled the rights.
What?
Yeah, because they said that it might be going on national tour. We applied for another Christmas show. Same thing. Got the rights. They turned around and said, producers might want to do something with it, so they pulled the rights. So, yeah.
I've got a solution. You guys just write a new show.
There you go.
We did that already.
Oh.
There
We
you
did
go.
that. Nick
Oh,
when
yes,
Nick
yes,
was
yes,
in for our
yes.
first official
Yes.
return. So,
Yes.
so we're Jamie and I, are looking at Christmas shows, but yes, there's-
There will be a Christmas show.
There
We're just
will
not
be.
real sure what it's going to be yet. But yeah, there'll be a Christmas show. Again, it'll be on stage at the Row, and will be a musical we're planning of some description.
yeah. And of course, balancing all this on top of it, Jamie's also then doing the WS rep shows. So
Indeed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Bandstand a little
Yeah.
bit. Tell us.
Yeah.
Now, it's not American Bandstand like Dick Clark.
Correct.
you see, you're laughing, but I thought that the first time I heard the name of it.
So did I.
Tell us Bandstand. Tell us
Correct.
about Bandstand.
So the very based on it. It's based just around the end of World War II, and it's about the jazz coming home, and some of the musicians are basically trying to get together a band. And I mean that's basically what the story is about. The exciting thing with the particular show, and the reason why, one, it's really thrown me in at the deep end, but at the same time, it's an exciting project to be part of. Is that the actors on stage who are part of the band in the show have to be fantastic musicians themselves. So it's what we call a quadruple threat. They have to be great instrumentalists, singers, actors, and dancers, and they need it all. And as well as having, I think it is 5 or 6 of these musicians on stage who have to be great musicians, we also have a full pit. Mm-hmm. So I think the pit is going to be, it's about 12, I believe, in the pit, on top of this as well. And so and the music is fabulous music. It's all big band and jazz and swing, and it's great. It's
I
great
want to be
music.
there right now. I love that music.
Yeah, it
Wow.
is. It's fabulous. It's a great show. It's a big undertaking, especially as the first musical back for William Street since the pandemic. But I mean, I've always been one to say jumping at the deep end, and that's what we're doing.
Well, Richard's a
Absolutely.
big believer into jumping into the deep end.
Yeah. As am I. I am too. And I think it's
Don't
a
be
show.
wrong.
From what Richard has said, because he obviously knows the demographic around him, as I knew much better than I do, he said it's a perfect show for our demographic.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be great.
Yeah,
I'm really
and it's
looking forward.
just a fact. I would be amazed if anyone came to see it and didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
And that's
Cool.
running in August, if I recall right. Isn't it, or September?
September, I
September?
think.
Yeah, so
I
it's a
think.
fall thing.
I believe so. Yeah, and it's running for 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So
Maybe I'll go to RaueCenter.org and check it out. And
There you
that's
confirm.
where you'll find out for sure.
So,
I feel like because you were a musician, how are your dance skills? Because I mean, there are auditions coming.
I
up.
actually took dance lessons for quite a while.
See, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I
That
kinda
was a
wanna-
long time
You know
ago.
what? See, I'm learning more. I kind of want to go back to him owning a laser tag store. That's what I want to talk about.
what was the name of that store again?
Astro Blasters.
Astro Blasters. I love that.
Yes.
That should be the name of a musical.
Oh, wait, we're looking
Christmas
for Christmas shows.
Did you ever see Santa Claus versus the Martians? That was a movie a long time ago.
I feel like I have.
You know those little pop guns?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where they came from.
Really?
That movie, yeah. They were in. That's what the Martians had.
Well, there you go.
Check it out on YouTube somewhere. It's got to
I'm
be.
not sure how we just went from bandstand to
I'm
that.
seeing it here. I'm seeing it.
Yeah, you have to look at the pattern of our conversation.
Yeah, we just went
Moana,
bandstand,
bandstand, laser tag,
Yes.
pop guns.
And now you got to
Aliens.
talk, before we go, you got to talk about John's class too. For
do.
adults.
Yes,
Okay,
I
cool.
do. I was going to bring that up.
Okay, cool.
Bring it up.
I know, because our very own Jerry here is,
Yeah, right?
you know, we were talking about taking a risk, right?
I just did.
He did. No, John DeCoste, who runs Lucy's Comedy out of the Rouse Center, which is our, how many times a year? Is it 8 times?
It's about 8 times. Yeah.
Eight performances a
Yeah.
year
I think
at the
4 to
Rouse.
6 weeks.
Yes, where they turn the Rouse stage into a comedy club. John is teaching a adult stand-up comedy class, so which Jerry is part of. It's actually a sold-out class.
Yes, it
We
is.
sold it out.
Mhm.
But the class will actually be the openers on March 22nd for Lucy's.
We're getting tickets.
Yes, it's-
got to see that.
It's, I mean, the support getting, for your friends and family to have, I'm sorry, anybody that's got the guts to get up and do that, I would
100%.
100%. I mean,
You haven't heard the jokes he's telling. I have.
well, during the first class, I heard
Some of them we're not going to
Okay.
be able to tell, but that's okay.
but it's great because it's John is teaching them about getting over, like we were talking about, the confidence,
Exactly.
public speaking, how to tell stories, and it's only like two-ish minutes. He said
3 to 5.
Oh, 3 to 5.
3 to 5.
Oh, so
Yeah.
That's going to feel like
So-
longer
So
than
he's
3 to
trusting
5.
them.
he's trusting you
Yeah,
guys,
Yeah,
and
that's great.
I don't know if he's got that long hook. Oh, no, they don't use that anymore. Now they got that flashing
the
light.
flashing light.
Get off the stage.
But I do like the hook idea.
Yeah,
that
me
just
too.
Comes out.
I think that would be fun.
But
Well, if he gives you guys 3 to 5 minutes apiece, that means he's got an extra 10 minutes he doesn't have to do.
There,
that's
see?
true.
That's
Because
right.
John will actually
Self-service.
that night. John will close the show.
Yes.
So I'm very excited about it. But that's just one of our adult classes
Yeah.
that are going.
Yeah.
So we just opened. Mr. Jamie here is also teaching an adult class coming up, a musical theater boot camp.
Yeah.
Really?
So,
Mhm.
which he can talk about. Miriam, who is part of Green Room Comedy.
Oh, Marion Epinelli, yeah.
Yes, who again out of the Raue, kind of resident improv troupe, is teaching an adult improv class.
Oh, man, that's got to be hilarious.
Very excited about
Wow.
that one. Again, trying to give offerings that aren't necessarily big around here.
Yeah.
You know, which that's why we just got locked in 2 more teachers for 2 more adult classes. We are doing an adult movement class. The teacher that taught our acting through movement for youth is doing an adult version.
What is acting through movement?
It's teaching actors how to use their body.
I see. Okay.
Because
yeah.
a lot of actors don't even know what
Exactly. Expression through
expression.
your body.
Because
Right.
as a performer myself, growing up, I always had problems with my hands. What do I do with my hands? How do I move on stage? So she's going to dive into a little bit of that. What she did with our students, our younger students, was incredible. So we're translating that to adults.
Perfect.
And then I just finalized a teacher to teach an adult film screenwriting class, who is a film director in Crystal Lake that is going to be teaching that.
Wow.
So yeah, we want
A lot of exciting
a lot of
things.
things. So, and we start those. Yours starts the like May 1st or something.
Yeah.
It's the last week in April, but the adult classes are only 4 weeks.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and it's usually just one night a week.
So we have a Piano Trends movie coming up?
A Piano Trends movie.
I could talk to the director.
Yeah,
about it.
there you go.
So, did you want to tell him about your musical theater boot camp?
Musical theatre boot camp, yeah. I don't know what it's going to be yet, but that's by design.
Now that you've narrowed it down.
It's by design to an extent because it'll be tailored around the people that are signed up for the
actually
class.
signed.
Yeah.
There you go.
I've done these classes before. The majority of my teaching experience, at least over the last number of years, has been undergrad and graduate level at college. And so I've taught this class at colleges before, these boot classes, and it's dependent on who comes in, the confidence and the level that they feel they're at when they come in as to exactly what we tackle. I mean, obviously I've got an arsenal of stuff I can pull from, but I'd hate to make a decision in advance, say we're going to do this, and then come in and try and fit them into that rather than actually just tailor it around who we have actually show up. So,
what I think is kind of a cool thing about this also, it also gives you the possibility of some people you can use in shows.
Absolutely.
Down the road.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
There you go.
It's going to build. And that's kind of what education is all about, preparing people to actually do these performances.
But that's it. And the only thing I do know that it will be based around is based around how to audition for a musical, or for people who have done that before, like how to improve your audition experience for it. And then obviously when you're in the show, how to musical theatre.
Yes.
How to musical theater. I like that. I like that you got a pose too there.
You have to.
That actually would have been a great name for the class.
How to musical
How to
theatre.
musical theater.
Theater.
We could change it.
Yeah.
Next one.
Next
We'll
one.
do the next one.
Oh, boy.
See what happens around the piano?
Oh, that's right.
Are you guys sure you're ever going to want us to come back?
And it's not even blue.
We'll talk about it later. Okay.
Sounds
That's
good
best.
to me. There's that blonde hair, blue eye again.
Yeah, there it is. I don't know who this new character is. But
Don't worry about it. It's all good.
All good.
He comes out around to the piano. It's
There
fine.
you go.
I want to thank these guys for having the courage to show up here. Rob, Jamie, thank you for my buddy Jerry being here. Thank you, Drew, back there behind there without a mic today.
Thank you.
And rausecenter.org/education.
Education for all the education stuff.
Yes.
Yep. Shows, classes, you name it. Scholarships.
There you go.
Lots of it. Yeah, a lot going on. There's so much information there. If you've got questions, get over there and take a look. And I want to again thank our place, Piano Trends Music, for sponsoring here today. And 216 Creator Studios, get over to YouTube and subscribe and like there if you can. That'd be great. We appreciate it. And we just want you all to remember to smile, be kind, and here's something for the theater too. Keep on keeping on, right? We'll see you next time, guys.
Thank you.
bye.